Question number 22. Justin couldn't understand why his friend had refused to work in a company that offered him a huge salary. If it had been him in his friend's place, he would definitely accepted such an offer. Okay, so the part that's underlined is definitely accepted such an offer, but you understand that this part is not in isolation and it is a part of a sentence. The sentence begins with if. If it had been him in his friend's place, he would definitely accepted such an offer is the complete sentence. Now, this sentence begins with if, and what is if? If, apart from being a subordinating conjunction, is that conjunction which begins a conditional. So, this sentence is called an if conditional. There are three if conditionals and this if conditional is the third of the three, which is called an unfulfilled conditional. Now, in an unfulfilled if conditional, there are two parts, the if clause and the main clause. So, the if clause is if it had been him. So, what is the verb over here, or the verb phrase had been? Now, had been is past perfect, and in this kind of conditional, the main clause verb or the main clause verb phrase should be would or could or should, whatever, would plus have plus the past participle verb. And in case any adverb has to be added, it should also be placed at an appropriate place. So, we have to keep this formula or this part, this structure in mind, and then decide what should we go for. So, the part that's underlined is certainly incorrect. The choices now beginning with the first one. Definitely accepted such an offer. The second is have definitely accepted such an offer. The third one, have definitely accept such an offer, or have definitely have accepted such an offer. Now, I told you that because it is the main clause and the main clause should have the verb phrase in this form, we have to keep in mind this aspect. Okay, so would has been given to us outside the underlined part. So, would is already there. Do we begin with only definitely? Do we begin with definitely accepted? Now, would definitely accepted such an offer is not correct because have is missing here. Okay. The second one, would have definitely accepted such an offer. Whenever we need to include an adverb, it should be placed after have, which is given here. He would have definitely accepted such an offer. So, 2 seems to be the correct one. The third one says have definitely accept such an offer. Now, what is wrong is the verb, which is the present tense verb, and what do we need? A past participle verb. So, this makes 3 erroneous. The last one says have definitely and then brings the auxiliary have again into the structure, which is what should help us eliminate this, because there is redundancy of an auxiliary in this part, okay, or in this choice. So, we know option 2 is the correct part. Now, place this in the sentence and then read. If it had been him in his friend's place, he would have definitely accepted such an offer. Okay, would is already there outside the underlined part, followed by have, definitely, the verb in the third form and the remaining words that complete the sentence.